Hi friends, Sam here with Happily Hooked. So today is part 3 of our crochet along. So we are working on the bottom part up. I'm so excited about this. Is where we're going to start decreasing. So we're going to make the next part, so we're still doing the color changes, but we're going to start making them smaller. And that way we'll be able to finish the whole front side of our logo pillow today. It's going to be so cute. And then next week we're going to work on the back of it, and the week after it I'm going to show you guys how to put it all together. So let's grab our hook, grab our yarn, and let's get started. Hi friends, when you look in the description below this video, there's going to be a link there that contains free patterns. Make sure you click that, check it out, and I'm so excited to see how you make them. Bye guys. Alright, so we are back. We are decreasing on our chart this week. So this is pretty much the same as what we were doing before, except instead of doing the chain 5 at the end, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So we've got to the end of our last square, and now all we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and turn it over, and then we're just going to slip stitch in those 3 half double crochets, and then chain 2, and then we start working on our chart. So it'll be the same thing. We just, once we get to the end, we just slip stitch instead across the top. So that way we keep going. We'll go this way across the top of it, and then when we get down here we're going to go this way. So it's pretty simple. It's not too crazy, so we're just going to go through, and I'll get to the other side and I'll show you again one more time just so you guys can see it. And then we just follow the chart. That's all we're doing. It's still working in diagonals. We're still doing our color changes. So we're going to mark off. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 in white. So we got one more to do. And then we have 1 in purple. And I just keep my yarn connected up here when I end this part, just so it is easier to reach. And then I'll cut my purple, move that, and then we have 1, 2, 3 in white. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 in purple. And then 1 in white. And I know it seems really silly to be cutting the yarn as often as I am, but I just want to make sure that like the floats and everything aren't taking away from how pretty the graph itself is. So if I'm just color changing for like this one white square, then I just bring my yarn across the back of the stitch because you won't be able to see it. But if I have to do like 3 or 4 in white, then you would see it and it would be really obvious, and we don't want that. 1, 2, 3, 4 in purple. So like for this part, I'll cut my yarn. I'll cut that white and I won't carry the white across the back. And I could carry the white yarn just fine. I did that for part of this. I just prefer the look of it when I don't. And so we're just starting our second eye. And then we're gonna grab our white over here. And then we've got 2 in white. And then I had left a tail down here for this last stitch, because this is the last stitch of the mouth right here. So I just left a longer tail when I had cut it off at the end, so I didn't have to attach yarn again. And then we'll just go with the white all the way to the bottom, and I'll show you one more time how we are decreasing. And that's my favorite part about the corner to corner, is that you don't necessarily have to count your rows. You just count the squares that you're doing and you just follow your chart. And it makes it a whole lot easier, especially when you've got like kiddos or animals, or you're watching a show and you want to be able to work on a big chart like this. You really don't have to do a whole lot other than just follow the squares. Alright, so we've got our last stitch. So 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to slip stitch to the top of that, the square next to it, and then we turn our work around and we just slip stitch in the top of those half double crochets. So I got my yarn a little bit too tight there. Slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch, chain 2, and then we just turn our squares and we start going back up the row. So we're just gonna keep following this chart all the way to the end, and I will be back with you guys as soon as we get the rest of this done. And then next week we get to we get to work on the back. Oh, I forgot about that. We get to work on the back next week. I'm so excited. So if you have any questions, leave those in the comments below. If you're gonna keep working with me, make sure you pause the video right here, and then I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes once I get this finished up. Alright, so we are on our last stitch. We've got just to slip stitch this together and finish this off, and our chart is done. Our whole first part of this pillow is good to go. Look at that. Oh, it's so cute. All right, and then all we have left to do is I've got to weave in all these ends. I'll get all of this taken care of, and then like I said, next week we're gonna start the back of the pillow. That goes much faster because there's not as many color changes. The front of this pillow probably took me like 4 hours total because I'm just slower when it comes to the color changes. And when I made the first one, the back of the pillow only took me like 2.5 hours maybe to make the whole back of it. I just put on a movie on Netflix and I made it. So yeah, so this is all good to go. This is ready, and we will get the back of it made next week, and then we'll put it together and we will have a new pillow, and I'm so excited. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave those in the comments below, and if not, I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.